to Tim, please. Lots of questions for you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, can I have a question from you, please? This young man over here. Where is the place of the bin? Scary.
I am.
Can you hear that mic or not?
Yes, very well.
Hello. Oh, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear that? No?
Can you hear me?
They're working now.
I think
For me, we just basically we're in the middle of filming the next series of Most Haunted, which is really exciting. And we went back, we did our 100th investigation, and of course we went right back to the beginning and went to a place called Mitchell Priory, where some of you might know we did the very first show from. So we decided what better place to go back to than the 100th investigation than there. And I'm not kidding you, I swear to God, it had to be one of the most frightening experiences I've ever had, big time. And what we're doing in this series is we're actually making two people each night, the night before we do the proper investigation, spend that night alone, completely alone. And Carl and I spent the night alone at Mitchell Priory the night before. You will see a full matrimonial row. You'll see I actually hit Carl when he decided to lock me in one of the rooms, which I didn't find funny at all. So there's a lot of belting going on, there's a lot of swearing. So that was just the night before. And in fact, both of us ended up running out of Mitchell Priory because we were hearing footsteps, furniture being moved around on its own, unexplainable noises. It was absolutely terrifying. When we actually got to do the main investigation the following day, we had some really strange phenomena. There is a harpsichord in one of the rooms. We were doing some filming above with David, and I remember saying, "What is that noise?" And we all listened really carefully. You can actually hear the harpsichord playing on its own. John Gilbert, who's on sound, actually listened back, and you can hear it very faintly. It's actually playing on its own. There was nobody down there. Nobody could have been down there. Also, Stuart had an awful experience where he threw a camera. He was in so much pain. He went on the back through the camera, and he had two massive scratch marks right down his back. There were open wounds, and there was blood pouring out of his back. Both David and a new medium called Ian Shillito were both experiencing like pinpricks. We had a chair which we filmed. The whole chair moving on its own. You actually see the whole thing shifting on its own. The whole place was terrifying from the moment we got there, the night before, to the moment we left, and we really want to go back and spend the whole week there. Well, I'm not coming, but everybody else will. But that's just so when you hear about it, Mitchell Priory 100 is coming up in this series. You have to watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. It will scare the living bejesus out of you. It does anyway. Sorry, I've rambled on. Go on. Who else is?
No, I think you said enough.
Sorry. I've said it all up now.
What was it like when you came to Stafford?
Stafford, what, the Potteries?
Yes.
What happened at the Potteries?
Guys, me, I've just spoken too much.
It was, I mean, the Potteries is a great place. I mean, it's one of the... It's an era. It really is.
Potteries was absolutely terrifying. We went to, there's a particular room there called the Colour Room, and we decided during David's walk around to just have a quick look. And even in daylight, all of a sudden, stones were being thrown. And this is a common thing that's happening to us more and more. And I don't know if any of you have ever experienced anything when you've been doing any of your investigations, but stones being thrown is actually quite a common cause of poltergeist activity. And this has been happening an awful lot. and it happened on David's walk round. So obviously David said, this is a great place to do a seance. We did a seance, and my God, we had stones thrown at us, the table went mad, it was awful, it was a really frightening experience.
Yeah, there was one room where you first went in and said that there was a lot of things happening there, which was the colour room, which they had lots of pots and something. And we had stuff thrown and we had chairs moving and there was a lot of
Just that then.
I know, I'm just like playing. It's the same, isn't it?
Well, we also had the thing with a thermal imaging camera, didn't we, as well, where there was a cold spot one. The colour room had jars of paint that they used to use to mix, you know, to paint pretty pictures on plates, oddly enough. And was it just one of the jars or two jars? Yeah, it had a real, and the thermal imaging camera was really cold. And they went near a window, they weren't different to any other one. They were just there, and he was in the, I think the spirit there was a bit probably driven mad by the team themselves. As we were.
So we also had the chairs as well.
Speak into the microphone, John.
Because there was one point where we were actually in the colour, the ink room, and there was a chair actually on the floor, and we all walked out with the events to follow with the cameras, and we went in there with David Wells, and we actually went back into the ink room again, and the chair was actually placed on one of the tables. Can you remember it? Yeah. And that actually happened twice, and there was no other crew members in that room. When we all walk out, everyone walks out together, so we don't know what that was. We asked the people who were working there, and they were nowhere in that room whatsoever, so we'll never get down to the end of that.
It's something we want to go back to. I'd love to go back to it. It needs more than one. It certainly needs more than one night.
Our staff did a really rubbish hotel there.
Carl, what gave you the idea to do Most Wanted in the first place? And did you realise it would be such an impact?
The idea of Most Wanted really just came from a friend of ours that came round who's a cameraman, because we were recording, we kind of talked about what jobs we've just been up to. And he said he'd been down to Mission Prime to do a job, and he said if you ever want to go down there, the guy would let you film there for free. And so we kind of, just as he was leaving, he said, oh, by the way, it's supposed to be really haunted. So it was kind of that passing comment that, because Yvette and I have always been interested in sort of paranormal, so we just thought, well, why don't we go and film down there and see what we can catch? And we stayed up all night basically until about 5 o'clock in the morning working out how the show would work, and if we could actually do a show that was that actually was a proper investigation rather than just, you know, people sort of saying what they'd seen. And that was that really, but we had no idea it would be what it's become, and it's been quite.
Did you have to get in them all to join in? I'm going on a ghost hunt, what can you do with us? Did you have trouble getting them to say, yeah, go on, I'm with you?
No, everyone just couldn't wait. Everyone's kind of just been very, you know, I can't wait to get on it, let's do it, let's have some fun, and let's try and get some ghosts. No, it's been brilliant. I mean, everyone really, we haven't had to force anyone. I mean, I forced you that a few times, but that's usually because she's a scaredy kid.